Today we are attempting to hike Spaulding Mountain in Maine. Elevation 4,010 feet. Located in the high peaks region of that state. If successful, this will be number 65 on the New England 67 4,000 footers list. And it'll be the last peak before I head to Baxter for the finish. Now, since Caribou Valley Road is going to be a mucky mess later on, we're hiking the Sugarloaf ski trails again. Yep, these beasts of a trail. 2,800 feet of gain in like 2.1 miles. And we were just going to chug along. Don't want to burn out before I get to the summit. Need all the energy I can muster to get to Spaulding. Anyway, we got a little bit of a reprieve in terms of steepness. And we gotta go up that. Trust me, it's steeper than it looks on camera. I believe just above that hump is the Bullwinkle's Lodge. This is gonna be where we take our first major break. Then we're Sugarloaf bound. Then after that, we're Spaulding bound. So I'm not gonna get too much of the hike up Sugarloaf on camera because I already have a video. So anyway, if I see something interesting, I'll point it out to you. Alright, I believe we're getting close to the Bullwinkle's Lodge. I think it should be just beyond that hill. Past that first aid cache, though you can see the tip of it. If nothing interesting comes up, we'll meet you at the Bullwinkle's Lodge. Alright, welcome to Bullwinkle's Lodge. The approximate halfway point of the hike up Sugarloaf. Nice views over toward Bigelow's and the Bigelow Horns. On the way to summit Sugarloaf on the second leg of the hike. Alright, we took our breather. Now we're heading up the lower Timberline ski trail to the upper Timberline ski trail, which will take us to the top of Sugarloaf. That first section, in the base lodge of Bullwinkle's, that was a serious butt kicker. Thank goodness it was short. Let's see how this goes. And by the way, that rope out there, skier boundary. If you're skiing, it will be wise to stay within the bounds unless you want to absolve all liability, or take in all liability, so to speak. Anyway, up we go. We got about 400 feet of gain to the top. We're getting there. We're getting close, that is. Anyway, something interesting comes up, I'll show it to you. Otherwise, I'll meet you back on the top of Sugarloaf Mountain, the third highest mountain in Maine. We've done it! Welcome to the summit of Sugarloaf Mountain, elevation approximately 4,260 feet, I think. Located in the Maine high peaks region of Maine. And unlike the first time I climbed this thing, the view is unrestricted. It is windy as hell too. Having a bit of a hard time standing still. Oh, there we go. Good old Washington, the presidential range. Saddleback and Saddleback Horn. Spaulding Mountain, hopefully number 65. Mount Abraham. Bennington, South Crocker, Cranberry Mountain, South and North Horn, Bigelow's, Bigelow's. Oh yeah. And down there is the upper terminus of the ski lift. Best friend ski area, obviously. So I'm going to take a quick breather, and then I'll be down the Sugarloaf side trail on the way to the Appalachian Trail. Alright, we are now on the Sugarloaf side trail as dictated by that blue blaze, which means AT side trail. We're going to that mountain right there, Spaulding Mountain. Hopefully it'll be number 65. Hopefully we can make it to it. But yeah, the Sugarloaf side trail looks like it hasn't been tracked out in a very long time. So in a sense we're going to be breaking trail. Anyway, down we go to the call where the AT junction is. Judging by the altimeter reading, should be getting close to the AT. So about 3,600 feet in elevation. There's still a lot of snow here, unlike the White Mountains, and it's deep in places, even away from the summit of Sugarloaf and the ski trails. Posts hold up to a foot and a half in places by stepping off the monorail. And there is a monorail, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. It's just kind of buried. Anyway, nothing interesting comes up, I'll meet you at the AT junction. Alright, we've done it. This is a junction with the Appalachian Trail. The AT goes 2.3 miles that way at Caribou Valley Road and eventually to South Crocker, North Crocker, and Maine Route 27. Spaulding Mountain is 2.1 miles that way, so that's the way we're going to go. It's going to be fun reclimbing Sugarloaf on the way back, but we have a motivational message. You can do it. Nice. Anyway, onward ho to Spaulding Mountain we go. Hopefully the post holing ain't too bad, assuming I step off the monorail. Look at this view. It's nice, really nice. Abraham. I believe that's our destination for the day, Spaulding Mountain. And over there, got a view over toward the mountain we just climbed, Sugarloaf. Again, climbing down is going to be fun. Anyway, onward to Spaulding we go. So far, besides the occasional post holing, this is an enjoyable little ridge walk. Nice and mellow, sheltered from the elements which are very strong on Sugarloaf. Nice cruise to number 65. Won't be a cruise on the way back though, at least when it comes to reclimbing Sugarloaf. Yeah, whatever. Gotta do it anyway. Might as well just suck it up. Anyway, onward we go. Alright, a second ago, I lost the trail for a few minutes. Had trouble finding blazes in the corridor. But I eventually found it and now we're back on track. Heading to number 65. Anyway, onward ho we go. Gaining some elevation, which is nice considering you lost a fair chunk. The summit of Spaulding, I read, is pretty much viewless, but I think I did read about one minor spur viewpoint. Have to find that if it exists. Alright, I believe that is our main destination for the day, Spaulding Mountain. This ridge walk has actually kind of been hellish with all the post holing and the sloppy trail conditions, and the rising temperatures don't help either. Well, whatever, what are you gonna do? Gotta go back, so I might as well suck it up. Anyway, onward ho we go. I kind of remember reading in the Maine Mountain Guide that the AT of Spaulding made a steep then gentle approach to the side path. I'm hoping that this is the steep part of that approach. We'll soon find out. Oh boy, am I glad to see this sign. Spaulding Mountain, 150 yards that way. Can we do it? Can we overcome this hellish ridge walk to summit my 65th New England 4,000 footer? Let's find out. We done it. Welcome to the summit of 4,010 foot Spaulding Mountain. Disregard the sub 4,000 foot height. This sign was put in place before Spaulding was designated 4K. As I said before, this is number 65 on the New England 67 4,000 footer list for me. So that means I have two peaks left, both in Baxter State Park. Hamlin Peak and North Brother. And ooh, we got a view over here. Wonder if this view exists in summer when there's no snow. Actually a pretty good view over to Mount Washington, holy cow. And Saddleback and Saddleback Corn too. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. I thought there'd be nothing up here. stricter view over to Reddington, down that way. Gotta say, this is a tough climb. Took me longer than it normally would too, because of the sloppy trail conditions. Hike up Sugarloaf was okay, pretty steep, but not post-holing wasn't a problem. Now the ridge walk and descent from Sugarloaf to the AT call was pretty gnarly with all the post-holing and whatnot because of slipping off the monorail, which is barely visible in the first place. But if you have a really good trail eye, you could probably walk the entire monorail with little to no post-holing. Let's see. Anyway, gonna take my lunch break now, because, well, I'm not gonna take a very long one, because I gotta get back to the ski area parking lot before operating hours end, because Sugarloaf clears them out of all guests at the end of the day. And nothing interesting happens, I'll touch base with you back at Sugarloaf. We're back at the AT junction. That's a decently tricky ridge walk, but the reclimb of Sugarloaf is going to be a beast. Half mile to the top, I think like 600 feet of elevation gain. And like I said before, I got some words of wisdom. You can do it. Hopefully. Yeah, just kidding. We can do it. Might be a pain in the butt, but we'll do it. Anyway, I'm going to take a darn good water break here, and then I'll meet you at the summit of Sugarloaf, assuming nothing interesting comes up. Back at the Sugarloaf summit area after that ass-kicking of a reclimb. It's all good though. What's a hike is a little challenge. But fortunately, it's all downhill from here in ski trails. It took me an hour and a half to go up. Probably take me a little less to go down. So I gotta get there. Got to the base lodge well before closing time. Yes. So I'm gonna take a couple more pictures. Then I'll meet you back at the base lodge, assuming anything interesting comes up. Alright, we're back at the Sugarloaf Base Lodge off the Sugarloaf Access Road, which is off Maine Route 27 in Carrabassett Valley. We hiked two mountains today. Sugarloaf Mountain, which I hiked last January, so it doesn't really count for anything unless should I decide to grade the 67. And we also did Spaulding Mountain, which is number 65 on the New England 67 4,000 footers list for me. Overall, it was actually a decently tough climb. Probably one of the hardest hikes I've done in the 67 thus far. Going up Sugarloaf via the ski trails was steep and rough as usual, but once I got into the trees off the ski area, the snow got pretty deep and wasn't consolidated all the way through. There was a monorail, but it wasn't complete and it was hard to discern, so there's a decent amount of post-holing involved, but what are you gonna do? Some of the Spaulding was pretty much wooded, but there were a few good viewpoints surprisingly, including one good one toward Mount Washington and Saddleback Mountain. So anyway, round trip distance was, I'd say, 9.5 miles with, not sure about the gain, probably around 4,000 feet actually. And it took about 5.5 hours, not including summer breaks. And now that number 65 is in the bag, I have two peaks left in the 67, all in Baxter State Park. Hamlin Peak and North Brother. That means in a couple months, Baxter State Park, I'm coming for you. And your peaks. You can run, but you can't hide. So, from the Sugarloaf ski area in Sugarloaf and Spaulding Mountain, see you on my next adventure.